BT, and normally we'll start off this bracket, just get it going over the players, but we don't have any time because the match is starting right now. It's going to be between Jayu, Mr. Popular commentator himself, TNS's own, and of course going to be against Joe Idaho, the one and only. We're getting straight into it. Linne versus Hyde.
Yeah, this is a matchup you see on Aegis a whole lot. Plenty of good Hyde players that usually enter many good Linne players as well. However, these two have been raring to go ever since it started, and they're starting off nice and strong.
Especially Joe Idaho, as he is deleting Jayu's life right now, backdashing. Great backdash from Hyde as well, and now Jayu's trying his best to keep this momentum going now that he's out of the corner, but the range from Linne is giving him some issue.
Absolutely. These firewalls definitely, especially with the threat of a massive chain shift, it's going to be something that scares Jayu a lot. Speaking of, does not
over. Nice block on the cross up, and lots of nice blocks from Jayu right here. Now you can't die from chip kills in this game, but at that point in time, Jayu did get clipped out in the end, as Joe Idaho is going to be moving up one round here in game number 1.
Yeah, nice DP. Also followed by a tech. The defense not looking nice, and there's the answer of another wake up DP. But Joe Idaho was not able to make the pressure continue.
Lots of rebeat usage from Jayu as well. Linne is a very good character at utilizing their rebeats because of the low whiff recovery on 5A. And Jayu finds a hit with the 2-2 series, and this is going to lead to a pretty decent amount of damage. Not going to be a lot, but the most important part is that Joe Idaho is stuck here in the corner. The last 2C hitting, Joe Idaho probably thinking that a 5A rebeat was going to come out, and there's going to be a lot of damage with that C-Kuda. Juicing the damage, and Jayu also has change shift available, so Joe Idaho might have to respect that as a defensive option, but we go for a throw tech, and Joe Idaho getting a hit.
Yeah, I wonder if Jayu is just a little late on trying to chain shift there to get a little extra time to react, and nice assaults over and gets himself a round win.
That's almost very scary for Jayu, and with such a strong round Joe Idaho started off with, Jayu is returning that back as he gets a round of his own and a big damage combo to start off this next round here, securing a spot into the corner. And also because that super is very plus afterwards, he gets plenty of time to concentrate that grid.
Yeah, getting the first cycle win, very important. I mean, the life totals here, thanks to Joe's combos, is going to equal out, but having Vorpal online is such a big boon for allowing chain shift DP. There's that chain shift right after taking properly out of the corner.
Yeah, fantastic chain shift and a fantastic reset with the assault overhead. Can we kill here if we use CVO? But I'm not sure if Jayu wants to do that. No, he will not. Instead, going for the regular knockdown with the C-Kuga Ender.
Yeah,
being
a little more comfortable.
That's going to be at the gold throw, going untech, and that's going to be the first game going to from Joe Idaho to notice that Jayu is going for that option a lot on wake up on defense and punishing him for that.
Speaking of already starting off another strong round, the throw, you get your combo since your name is Hyde. Wonder if we're going, no. Oh, back off. We'll try to fake a media option.
And Joe Idaho is sitting on a ton of grid, but that's going to start to deplete as Jayu gets this solid combo here. But he's going to figure out now how he's going to finish the grid cycle, but he doesn't have to worry about it any longer as Joe Idaho goes for the chain shift, depleting it all, and now giving Jayu the cycle. But Jayu does have that meter disadvantage, and Joe Idaho is looking very scary with that 200 meter on deck, the chain shift on the cross-up, and the DP to blow it off.
Yeah, some C special just attempted to come out there from Joe Idaho. Might have been a DP that got misread as a quarter circle. Very unfortunate. And Jayu will take that to the bank.
And right now, Jayu on set point. This is huge.
Oh,
nice throw. This is not in the corner, but this does give a Joe Idaho Oki, and that's exactly what Joe Idaho will go for. Going for that meaty, the double puff balls. Now backing up. Those fireballs, keeping Jayu locked down, but the spot dodge from Jayu coming out. Swapping sides.
Nice. Very calm pressure from Jayu here. Knows if he loses one more interaction, that is this round. So now it's rewarded heavily going for the IW. Probably going to see a concentrate here. Maybe trying to sneak out Celestial.
Yeah, potentially, and with that assault as well. I don't think that Jayu really has to worry about too much more later in this round. Changed it to see what Joe Idaho is going Wait, no, is that dead? No, we
doesn't
can't extra combo there.
And there's that. No, it doesn't come with the last hit.
Okay, Siku gain those plus frames and the assault overhead. Jayu taking it 2-1 to Joe. Idaho taking the first game, taking the third game, and moving on throughout the bracket. And this is looking really good for Jayu as well because, you know, he doesn't really oftentimes make it as far as I think he would like in these brackets. So it's looking really good that Jayu is improving that lane A and starting to get a feel of the game more and more as the meta starts to develop. So good job on Jayu making it to winners round 2. We'll have to play against Shay though off stream. So that's a very scary matchup. Kuon is not a character you really want to meet ever in a bracket at all. That's true. I didn't even notice that at first. Cool that you're pointing out. Using his maximum power right now. If you want Poop to win, you got to charge up that Spirit Ball at home with the 6FF Doom. I see with that username already showing us that, like, he's probably going to be using that move quite a bit. But let's see exactly how much he's going to use it as this set starts out. Once again, Poop on the Enkidu. Rocker Mally on the Gordo. And immediately we're backing up, going for those mortal slides.
Yep, nice punish, just waiting for Rocker to make a mistake. A mistake was found. Yo, what was that, a reset? Was that a sick reset from Oop that I didn't know it out?
And if it works, it works. Oh, and the counter hit, Rocker Mally pressing after they get out of the corner, but Poop keeping them locked down in another counter hit, 5A hit, and that's going to be a perfect to start Poop off in this set.
Poop looking very clean, showing the mastery of this character, why they can take it everywhere. So patient too, which is gonna just help Enkidu so much. Being able to leverage all of his advantages, Celestial online to boot.
There it is, 6FF coming through. Parry coming out, and there's going to be a good amount of damage with 200 meter on the table. Not going to spend it just yet, and just all around great green shield to build up that grid and to push Rocker Nally closer and closer into the corner as we get this huge confirm for Poop. We have changed it. We have full resources on the table, and I think this one is going to kill.
Yeah. Oh no,
holy swap! And the reversal from Rocker Nally. Rocker Nally out of the corner, but mistimes the throw that would have probably caught Poop at that moment, but instead Poop will be taking the first game.
Poop definitely really playing calm. I really like the defensive play where Poop's just content to sit there, just walk a little bit back from you being knocked down, let you make the move first, and then the very next time it's boom right in your face. Here's a button, hold that meaty, and goodbye health bar.
Absolutely. And also another thing too is just that really smart shield timing as well, noticing that no mix is going to be coming. So because we're not scared of that mix, because we know it's all going to be mids, we're just going to constantly go for those green shields, build up that grid, and get Celestial, which proved to be that game-winning moment for Poop, and immediately 6FF through the force function. That is absurd.
Yeah, Poop knows what they're about. It's in the name, and they're gonna make you darkly aware until you start respecting it.
Oh, and the charge as well. The grid break, catching Rocker Nally. Is this? No, it's not. But this combo will be enough to kill, surely.
And starting with 200 meter, it's either going to be something. Is it going to do something with Steve? No, not even force function. We're just getting right in.
Lots of drop combos from Poop. But what's really setting things apart right now is that Poop is just playing that neutral so much better than Rocker Nally. But here, Rocker Nally getting a pretty big confirm to start things off, but drops the combo, unfortunately.
Yeah. I did like for Rocker just running up with the throw, but Poop wasn't ready for that tech. And now, off of all that, just really solid defense, getting in the back. Good wake up, EP. Definitely don't want to be holding Poop's pressure at this very moment in time.
Counter hit assault in. Mortal Slide, get those plus frames. Poop going to respect it, trying to go for the command grab, but it won't end up working out. Poop will be taking it clean 2-0 over Rocker Nally to move on through the Aegis bracket that we have tonight to play against Malarkey, actually, and winners round number 2. Ori A. And I guess that makes sense running Enkidu. Kind of similar to Nagoriyuki in the sense that he fishes for those big counters, the that big damage. But unlike Nagoriyuki, Enkidu will suffer a bit from that range battle. When you're playing against a character like Aurier, trying to deal with her very strong, very safe pokes will be quite difficult.
And also, I want to point out, this is a rare moment. Toxicsix is actually playing with the Aurier. Usually, you see Toxicsix just immediately switch to Nanase.
Yeah, Nanase, I know they used to play Seth at one point as well, but it's cool to see they're experimenting with more characters, especially this early on in the bracket. We get to see different flavors of this character with a player that we are very familiar with, and Toxicsix looks to be very familiar here with this corner positioning, but Sir Kappa finding a hit out, and that's going to be the side swap.
Yeah, that is a very good combo route to get, and the grid break too. Just had the right timing to fake out Toxicsix. This is going to be a potential 3-touch scenario. One more touch, and you could just go straight into IW if you wanted to.
There's so much momentum going on the line for Sir Kappa right now, but Toxicsix is going to try and put a stop sign to it, trying to go for the steer ender as well, but that will actually whiff, getting a bit of grid along the way. However, they're able to get the IW in the end, not enough to kill Sir Kappa. One more hit, and that's going to be the punish throw on Sir Kappa, attempting that shield.
Yeah, that was a devious RPS there that Sir Kappa had to play. No, shield is definitely one of the better options. This is just Aurier likes to be there, kind of not at the close range in your face, a little bit out, and you can easily push her if you get some good shields to give you the space you need to fight your way out.
Right, hitting him with the 2A, and once again going to come in with another side swap. Cool to see that Sir Kappa has these combos down and understands the position that they're in to go for the most optimal route, and we're going to be continuing to see that, but they dropped the combo. Unfortunately, that could have been a massive lead for Sir Kappa if he chose to cash out at the end, but instead Toxicsix is out of the corner, and this is where things get very scary because of a tool like Divine Thrust. You think you're at a safe range, but immediately Aurier is on top of you.
Yeah. Ooh, what a big trade, but it was in Sir Kappa's favor. And yeah, we're going to cash out here with the IW. Not going to get the kill. A little concentration there. A little bit of a frame kill, and
that is crazy. The 6FF into the parry.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
I mean, I cannot deny that. Trying to go for it again, but this time Toxicsix understanding the situation and instead trying to wait it out that time around. Drops the combo, and that's going to be a big counter hit for Sir Kappa. If you don't know how Enkidu works, he has a unique trait called Havoc where counter hits become big counter hits. So even on trades, he will basically get a free combo.
And definitely being able to make use of Havoc to its maximum is going to be how Sir Kappa is just taking these rounds away. The VO gets blocked. That is very unfortunate.
Keep their turn after that as well. That's not something you can do. Toxicsix is going to make Sir Kappa pay for that option. Still though, Sir Kappa holding on. Toxicsix is the one behind in the health right now.
There we go. Tries to press an option, but was stuffed out from Toxic. And there's that Strive influence with the back throw incident to take game number 1.
Well played to Sir Kappa, really understanding the gaps in between the pressure and which options to use on defense, whether it's a mash or whether it's a throw tech like that. In that case, Sir Kappa was able to get the throw at the end as Toxicsix got a little too close. No shimmy coming out, and now we're back here at the character select, I presume, as Toxicsix will be switching over to their best character here with the Nanase.
Absolutely. And you know what I just realized about Sir Kappa picking Enkidu? There might be a small influence in that this color variation of Enkidu does look like Sir Kappa's VTuber model. Just a little bit.
You know, when I look at a color like this, I think Bang Shishigami from Blaze Blue. Only thing he's missing is a giant nail on his back.
I'm sure someone has at least tried to make a mod for that. I'd highly doubt someone.
For a character like Enkidu, I mean, here's the deal. Enkidu is not a very popular character as of now. And Bang is not a very popular character in Blaze Blue. You think that someone takes two unpopular characters and fuses them together like that? I doubt it.
Absolutely. Because, you know, when you have these niche characters...
For a pixel game as well, how are you supposed to mod that in?
The people who love them are diehard for them.
Okay, you say that, but you're telling me that there's this person out there that loves these two niche characters that much.
I am
I don't
sure
see
there
it.
is.
I don't see it. In a niche game, in a niche genre, no. No chance.
I'm just saying. I mean, it could
Yeah, but it looks like
eventually,
right
that player
now,
could be modding Merkava for you.
well, Merkava's a popular character, so I can see that. Anyways, sorry for the long wait right now. Sir Kappa is still up that game, and we're still waiting for the set to commence. But right now, Sir Kappa did get a room timeout, so had to leave and then rejoin real quick. So we'll be waiting on Sir Kappa coming back very soon. Maybe the Nonase switch from SG Toxicsix scared them just a bit too much. Got tail between their legs, ran away.
Yeah.
Didn't like what they were seeing.
I don't want to face this. To be honest, I would be terrified of going again if Toxa was like, all right, we played one game in REA. I lost. You did good. I'll give you it. Now it's time. Now it's time to take the Rock Lee training weights off. They've crashed to the ground, and now Sir Kappa is back, and it's time for Nonase to come out.
We are getting straight into it. This could potentially be the final game here of the set if Sir Kappa can defeat Toxicsix's Nonase, but that is yet to be seen as of now. And immediately, an early fireball hit will force Toxicsix the positional advantage as well as a solid combo.
Yeah, Toxicsix is a very, very much a round start disc believer. So being able to deal with that is going to be the massive level 1 knowledge check that Sir Kappa will have to navigate in order to take down this Aegis staple.
And what's really interesting already is that Toxicsix is already playing those mind games with the fireball. You notice that Sir Kappa tried to go for a dive hit to get over the fast one, but didn't take into account that the slow one would beat that dive kick out.
A nice little creeping edge there, and Sir Kappa is able to use a little bit of that life as a resource in order to get the proper positioning in the corner where Toxicsix fights their way out to a round win.
And a great hit counter hitting that 2C's tornado coming out, dive kick from Toxicsix, and this time it will hit. It's going to bring Kappa to the corner, though Kappa does have a bit of meter on hand. Big counter hit for Toxicsix, though things are looking much scarier. 2 combos down, 60% of life gone, and it's starting to deplete more and more. 6FF beating out the attempted pressure reset after the fireball, and that's going to be the side swap for Sir Kappa. Are we going to cash out? No, not yet. Red
there it is.
Toxicsix not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, using a little pressure resets, very cautious, not wanting to overcommit, and Toxicsix will just thread the needle. Gets right in. We're going coast to coast, baby.
Oh, trying to go for a shield. Maybe getting a little too greedy on defense as Toxicsix resets that with the assault overhead, and that is going to be the second game going to Toxicsix, and in dominating fashion after that Nonase switch.
And just saw him pop up at TSN Ace. Thanks for the raid. Come and enjoy the rest of this uni bracket. We got a lot of games left for you right now. It's 1-1, Sir Kappa and Toxicsix. I hope everyone here is ready for some really good uni. And as we're getting off, Toxicsix already to the corner.
Roll out. Toxicsix getting some small package damage here and there, trying to chase down Kappa, but Kappa is unfazed, and you can see that immediately. 3.5k damage in the corner, dive kick, and the meter spend to reset pressure as well, going for that throw, getting a great break on Toxicsix. This is massive because now you have chain shift available, not scared of that disc at all, but every single time Sir Kappa sees that fireball coming out, they're jumping back, trying to avoid it, and getting caught out in the end.
Oh no, God, counter hit. I wonder if a little bit late trying to 6FF. A little too close to the sun. A lot of things possible.
Yeah, meter spend with that guard thrust, and now Sir Kappa going into this next round with effectively no meter on hand. And Toxicsix Just a slight meter advantage and is going to be building up that grid advantage as well, looking to win the cycle, but a great throw tech is going to reset things.
Yeah, steals the Vorpal cycle away and has opportunities. There's that chain shift, you know, being able to play a lot more effectively around these discs that are getting thrown out. Or just runs right into another one.
Yeah, you can see this for Kappa maybe being a little too impatient, trying to deal with this fireball neutral that Toxicsix is representing with Nanase, trying to whether jump up, going for the dive kicks, or going for those rolls. 6FF maybe doing everything they can to avoid those fireballs except dash blocking. And unfortunately, that will be the game. That will be the set as Toxicsix taking a clean reverse 2-0 against Sir Kappa to win that set and move on further throughout the bracket. Are we going to see the Aurea again? I doubt it, as that player skill will start to rise over time, especially with Shay there sitting in winners quarterfinals to face against Toxicsix.
Definitely can feel Blue Reverberation wants there to be two Kuon players up here in the winner's side top 8. Shay also known for picking up Kuon more recently. Been rocking with it for about a month and a half, I think it is, since they've pretty much fully dropped that.
Yeah, I don't think Shaylee's returning to the set because Kuon is a very strong character. And like I said before, similar to Hyde, where they kind of do everything pretty darn well. They can play zoning game, they can play the mid-range game, they can play the up-close rushdown game as well, and also has a strong defense to boot. Just all around a great character to use. But one thing you got to keep in mind when playing a character like this is that force function can be very expensive. So oftentimes, if the Kuon is not careful, they will be losing that grid cycle very often.
Oh, that was a little sneaky concentrate they're using the wheel in order to take Celestial away from Big Black. And both of these players are being very content to just like very patient neutrals and pressure. No one's really pressing too committally. No one's really giving up wanting to hold down back. That's probably going to be a huge theme of who can catch a mistake first.
That's true, but you got to keep in mind that's the reason, because both of these characters can snowball so heavily, especially with a character like Byakuya. You can see that Blue Reverberation is just stuck there in that corner, and you know, if you get hit once, you're getting set back into another web setup, and that's just going to give Big Black more and more room to experiment and more room to try and figure out what you like to do on defense and sniff those out.
Big counter hit here for Blue Reverberation. Going to potentially spend meter here. Yes, we're going to spend just 100. No need to spend more. Waited out, but not punish the 3D. Did not use any advantage.
Great blocks from Big Black, but not able to get past that throw. Blue Reverberation trying to do so well, but Big Black will reverse the situation, and now things are very scary. The back throw instant, people call it, but with a character like Byakuya, that back throw instant is a real threat.
Yeah, you've got all these webs. Uses the chain shift, is able to clear out a little bit, and there we go. Successfully navigate such a scary defensive situation. But
what a chain shift from Big Black too. Very smart, because they know that they're going for that 8-way mix-up that Kuon is known for. So use that chain shift late to try and see exactly what side they're going to be on and appropriately responding with that J3C. Now Big Black is just playing patient as ever. They have the meter to kill. They just need to find that one hit to confirm into.
Speaking of, there's that one hit. Oh no, never mind. Couldn't get the last touch, but there, I think Big Black might have had the hands off the controller there. Just expecting it to kill.
And that's one thing that makes a character like Kuon so scary as well. Very strong zoning game with those lasers and those pillars. And if they find a single hit with those lasers, well, that's a full confirm for the Kuon.
Yeah. Especially if there's any grid beater there just to make it a little bit simpler. However, Big Black is not letting anything go unanswered for too long. There's 200 meter here. Uses 100. We're going to get the full setup.
To be back and forth, the roll forward to clear those webs, but gets caught out by Big Black. And now you're going back into the webs. Where do you think you're going? Get back into the chair, the timeout chair. Setting up the webs, one more hit, the throw, and that's going to be it.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Not get enough damage.
Okay, the VO from Blue Reverberation. We're trying to turn things around here, trying to make something happen, and the cross up overhead will hit.
Unable
Drops
to
the combo
extend
though.
the
And because that won't be able to get IW, but does get the pressure reset with the C wheel, and things are looking much brighter for Blue Reverberation. Still needs to play this as perfectly as possible because one hit from Big Black will end the run. But the Celestial from Big Black is not scaring Blue Reverberation as they try to go for those throws. But in the end, Big Black going to be taking that first game. That was a very long first game, mind you. Both players playing as patient as possible, like I said before, because they don't want the other player to snowball.
Yeah, and I mean, even though it was such a long game, I never even thought to think about the time being a factor, just because they were always making options. They were making full use of the space, of waiting for each other, being nice and patient. There was, ironically, very little downtime for such a long game.
Absolutely. If things are not looking super fancy on the surface, there's always so much going under the hood when it comes to a game like Under Night. So much to dissect, but I don't think there's much to dissect here with Big Black's massive lead here in round one of game number 2 as they are giving Blue Reverberation no room to breathe, and with a perfect will be setting the pace for the rest of this game.
Yeah, I think Big Black was getting wise to Blue Reverberation wanting to be a lot more patient when there's all the web surrounded. So all that says in Big Black's mind is, I can be more aggressive, I can take more risks. And they're just finding so much reward and so much value off this newly licensed aggression.
Only 2 web setups here. Doesn't want to go for the full setup. The run up 5A, that would have been insane confirmed if he was able to see it through, but I think there's not really much he could have done there as it did drop midway through. However, things are going to be looking much brighter for Blue Reverberation as they find a solid combo here in the corner, getting the wall bounce with the ADP, and there's the hard knockdown into the wheel. What's it going to be now? Float back.
Little counter hits, these little hits not easily confirmed. And Blue Reverberation's going to take all those non-confirms to the bank. Got one last hit. Mashes out of the corner, though, from Blue Reverberation.
Are we just going to go for it? Do you just go for IW here? No, the scaling's a bit too much, I think.
Yeah.
So Big Black trying to be a bit more consistent, going for the web setup instead. Knows that this web setup is very strong when used against Blue Reverberation.
And especially too with, it might have been on the edge. It was on the edge of whether or not that IW would have killed. So I'm honestly beating Low, who was on Hilda at the time. Low is a really solid Hilda. If you've ever been able to see them play, it's a real treat. So I was going to say this matchup might be not as patient as we just saw, but with Hilda on the screen, anything is possible.
We'll see if a miracle can happen here. Whoever wins this one will make it into winner's side of top 8 to get closer and closer to that pot. But you got to worry about this matchup first, and Boltstruck is setting his mind to it immediately as they find the first blood, drawing it on I'm So Washed, but I'm So Washed finding a way out of the corner, stopping that pressure.
Yeah, definitely being able to find the way out. The chain shift doing no favors for Boltstruck, is giving I'm So Washed more hit confirms, a little more grid, a little more meter. Nothing too explosive yet, which is a very big sigh of relief for Boltstruck. And now things might change.
Setting up the ring, trying to go for a frame trap, expecting Boltstruck to either make an approach or press a button.
Nice.
Oh, and there it is, the slide. Boltstruck finding the correct opportunity to spend that meter, and will be cashing out big because of that as well. An attempted roll through the projectile, but rolled a little too early as that B projectile stayed in place for a little too long, getting caught out by it automatically and securing Boltstruck that first round.
Yeah, already good teleport. Knowing that Boltstruck, either knowing or just hard calling out Boltstruck liking to go for the 2-2C as a round start. It is very strong for Nanase. But if you teleport around it, you just made your opponent waste 100 meters.
Gonna slide in. Oh, in the frame trap as well. I'm so watched thinking ended there. Thought they could take their turn back, but nope. Boltstruck getting that counter hit, leading into the full combo. Lots of damage from a great starter as well. And the VO from I'm so watched going to catch out Boltstruck and deny Boltstruck that chain shift.
Yeah, it's a good amount of damage too off the boot of that. Almost evening up the life totals. Has a solid amount of meter too. 100 meter on Hilda when she has pressure is very scary, especially chain shift here just to reset her pressure.
The double spike sending Boltstruck flying to the other side. I'm so watched looking for one solid hit. Boltstruck going for the slide once again. The JC coming out, but Boltstruck doing such a great job at blocking those high.
Yeah, definitely Boltstruck's patience is paying off. Has a whole lot of grid immediately. Yeah, just wants to use that chain shift, get the meter while it still is available, and lives washed by the feet with that 2-2C.
I love the patience from Boltstruck waiting until they got meter, and once they got meter, things got way scarier for I'm So Washed, because now they had to worry about not only that meter slide, but also that disc that you saw right there as Boltstruck correctly read out, or I think reacted to that assault jump in from I'm So Washed to try and take their turn back.
And it's definitely not anywhere close for Wash being here at a 2-0. You can easily see it being a 2-1. However, if Boltstruck keeps maneuvering like they just did right now, writings could be starting to form on the wall.
Yeah, for sure. If they play at the momentum they've been playing at this long, then I don't see if I'm So Washed can make anything happen against Boltstruck.
I mean, so definitely being able to find these presses out of the corner, preying on Boltstruck being a little too much into the stagger pressure. It's just making this consistently work for pressure that Boltstruck is making a very difficult life of.
Oh my god, and what an anti-air as well, setting up the wall in front of Boltstruck, but that fireball will be acting as a wall for Boltstruck's instead, catching out I'm So Washed in the air, and that's going to be set point for Boltstruck. Empty assault.
Watch the grid here on the table. Meter aplenty. Boltstruck getting the first touch of the round.
Drops the combo, but still picks up afterwards regardless. American reset, some would say. Your ender for knockdown, getting a bit of grid to get that along, to get that as well.
Nice. Gets that Vorpal cycle online. Oh, big counter hit opportunity for Wash, but was not ready to change from pressure mode into combo. Now,
the slide coming in, a fantastic starter into the wall as well. We're not going to be able to kill here, but the next combo will surely be enough to kill, or not even a combo. A single hit from the fireball, catching I'm So Washed on the escape, and that will be the set, going to Boltstruck 2-0. Pretty decent, but the really only player that is representing that character is Lid, who is regrettably not here tonight. But we do have Toxicsix and Defiant, like we said, as they will be stepping up here for the very first round of winner's side top 8. Nanase versus Laundrakia. It's cool to see Defiant stepping back onto Laundrakia as well. They've been playing a lot of different characters in the meantime, but sticking back to the character that worked before.
Yeah, all reliable. Gotta make sure you have that character. Make sure you're representing it against people too. Can't let them get too comfortable with all your side characters.
Yeah, for sure.
Times to showing it.
And not a lot of people have been really representing Laundrakia recently. Not a lot of top players, not a lot of mid-level players either. So this is going to be a very rare Laundrakia that we're going to be seeing at the highest level from Defiant here. But Toxicsix has something to say against it. 3.2k here in the mid screen, going for a very fancy double cross-up with Defiant ready to block it all.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge theme of this set. Is both these players are going to be throwing out some nasty pressure against each other, and they're both just going to be blocking it like it's another Tuesday afternoon.
think we should be able to kill with all the resources we have on hand. Oh, most definitely we have the X skill, and we also have the chain shift to get a bit of refund along the way. Toxicsix taking the first round of game number 1 and immediately jump back, fireball, the classic, trying to keep Defiant from being super aggressive on that round start.
Yeah, but I mean, Defiant doesn't need to be aggressive on round start to find that one moment, just unleash gates and be nothing but pure aggression, which is happening right now. And because of the shields that Toxic was able to get, there's going to be a Celestial right here.
Immediately cashing out. There's going to be 200 meter on the table for Toxicsix. Defiant trying their best to open up Toxicsix with their back up against the wall. Not really doing a lot of overheads or lows, but trying to fish out for some frame traps or mash options from Toxicsix. And there's that one button DP, the force function coming out from Defiant, and it's a very potent defensive tool that Londrakia has available to him.
Yeah, I feel like Defiant's trying to use these really slow paced, long buttons to try and bait Toxicsix into committing on defense, as opposed to, like you said, not going much for high lows. Very much that, are you going to get increasingly more anxious the slower I go?
Yeah, especially with the great buttons and movement that Londrakia has, that can make like just outside of pressure be very scary as well. And what's really scary right now is that Defiant has 100 meter, so the Ice Storm will come out, and you have to keep that in mind. And Toxicsix not prepared for that YOLO Ice Storm from Defiant to take that round and even things up in game number 1.
Yeah, that was such a good call out on what Toxicsix was wanting to do. Although has to sacrifice so much meter, there's a lot that Toxicsix can do right now. I don't think Defiant's scared at all. Just content to sit here, throwing out some of these buttons, taking these lumps in stride.
Okay, but this is a massive lead for Toxicsix right now. Spending some extra meter, not even trying to go for the IW at that point. Wants to keep some meter for utility afterwards. Also has chain shift. Defiant will win this next cycle. Toxicsix can't do anything about it, and we're not going to even spend that chain shift. And Defiant will be granted access to Celestial, but it's not going to even matter because Toxicsix finds the hit they need and straight into the steer ender to stabilize the combo and stabilize that first game lead, as now Toxicsix is sitting 1-0 here in winners round 1 of top 8.
Yeah, and I mean, what it's been like this, at least this first game, is that meter hasn't been a huge factor between the two. They've both been sitting very often at 100 plus, even 200 meter, just chilling there, running some basic ult pressure. And I think that is the most scary thing about facing both these players is they don't need to spend. They're not going to spend if they don't have to.
I also think it's very smart to hold on to that meter as well, especially if you're a character like Londrakia, because the threat of the Ice Storm is just that scary that you want to save meter in the event that he does manage to pull one off.
Yeah, it's like those really strong defensive options that some characters have that are high risk, high reward across all manner of games, where sometimes just even the threat of it can be enough to make you change how you're going to play. And then once Defiant, who will represent it, does, things like this will happen where it just gets to run away with rounds.
And they're very strong, perfect for Defiant, looking to bring that pace back, that momentum back in their favor. Trying to go for the 5BB, but it doesn't end up catching Toxicsix. Great whiff punish from Toxicsix, and a great whiff punish from Defiant right there with that dash normal.
Absolutely. Good spacing here from Toxicsix too, able to catch when Defiant's ending and getting a combo of their own, sending out the disc, and we're gonna be chilling here, right, in this nice little spacing.
Cross up the roll. Defiant playing as patient as possible right now. Has the meter, like you said, both players have enough meter on the table. Toxicsix also has chain shift. You can see the Defiance trying to get that cycle, playing towards it. The counter hit with the JC, but can't get anything off of it. The counter hit was from the 5B. Okay, this is a great start for Defiant here. Are we going to spend meter, though, is the question, and that we will.
And the Veil off, too. We're doing a big call out. There we go. Gets the Snowflake set up, little chain shift. Keep things going, and the shields
Well, that could have been really scary. We went with the 5 BB combo, but Defiant not believing in it, and Toxicsix is still alive and escaping the corner as well. The JC, the shields as well, and trying to go for the force function. And even though that Toxicsix was not able to punish it, Defiant noticing that they could probably take their turn back, try to press the button, and that's where Toxicsix took that round.
Yeah, you see that whiff force function. Oh no, I whiffed a big recovery move. And then you see your opponent go up with throw there. Oh, it's my time. Just it was the wrong time for Defiant to continue to take the turn back. He gets all in stride as per usual. Gets the pressure going. High low. Gotta know.
60 as well. Draining some of that grid. Right now, Defiant is feasting the CVO as well to tack on some extra damage. This won't be enough to kill, but one more hit is all Defiant needs, setting up the Ice Flower, and now threatening Toxicsix with the 4B low overhead cross-up. The 4B cross-up low or overhead mix-up, but Toxicsix is out with the VO and with a lot of meter from the chain shift, and that's exactly what Toxicsix will go for here, cashing out with the IW, getting 4.8k damage. The throw, the tech from Defiant, and Toxicsix, while still holding on to that chain shift, does get mashed out on with the Defiant 2A. That's going to be one game apiece for both these players as we're not evened up.
Yeah, and one thing I was kind of noticing before the veil off from Toxicsix, it looked like Defiant was just trying to throw a little bit of chip damage there to reduce the damage needed to kill, so that way just a quick 5A match or even a 2A match would just immediately kill. And you can take a lot more risk there as your life total is pretty healthy and your opponent is at that, oh, if this trades, I'm fine. I win.
Okay. Ice Storm out, trying to catch Toxicsix pressing something, and because it is plus from that range, Defiant can still move forward.
And this grid cycle being one, there's definitely enough grid that Toxicsix could try and get a Celestial. No longer had to give some respect to Defiant, which is absolutely understandable.
Cross up the overhead, great blocks from Toxicsix on that Rekka string and the chain shift to keep that pressure going. Defiant will lose this cycle here. Back throw into the corner. Toxicsix has the advantage. Throw out of the corner again.
Well, yeah, nice little tricky non-essay pressure there. Go up a little bit, make your opponent think you might be in the clear to match, and then you just go right back down. Defiant knows not to press there. Ice Storm there trying to catch Toxicsix out, but Toxicsix really solid on holding down back.
On the Ice Storm, that will not actually catch Toxicsix, but this will, and that's going to be the combo to take the round. Defiant now on set point. One more round to go against a Toxicsix. Toxicsix with a great start, but trying to pull themselves back together. Punch throw from Toxicsix. You still have to worry, though, that Toxicsix can potentially take this set and run away with it. He only needs to win 2 rounds in a row right now.
Yeah, and it was a little silly ongoing for the double whiff throw from both players immediately into the force function from Defiant. And we're getting a lot more grappling from both players. Even from about 6 or 7 throws thrown out so far.
We're seeing a lot more of those C-Rekkas as well to catch and swat Toxicsix out of the air or make it over those fireballs as well. Using that tool, I think, right now is the game changer and what will decide the set, as Defiant has decided the set will be a 2-1 their favor. Moving on through winner's side, top 8 did manage to beat Malarkey 2-1 to make it into loser's side top 8. So I'm So Watched is also in top 8 and Malarkey was not. So we're only here stuck with 2 non-essays and 2 of some of the best non-essays. And from winner's side as well, we're going to be seeing a lot of non-essay, not only here, but also loser's side later on.
Yeah, so I hope you are ready to hear her disc voice lines time and time again, because we have a disc enjoyer on the screen playing against a very patient player in Big Black.
I like that you pointed that out too, because Boltstruck actually really likes using that C disc to go for pressure a lot more than a lot of other non-essays that I've seen.
And I haven't seen Boltstruck do it a lot today of getting that C disc into going into the strike throw situation. It's just been pretty cool, calm, letting it go as a double hit. Chill and making their opponent do the guess work.
For the ring set, Big Black jumping out, and there it is, the counter hit. Side swap as well. Big Black, as always, on top of that rooting, but unfortunately drops it midway through.
Oh my gosh, these two were just chilling there. No one wanted to make a move. Boltstruck said, all right, it's my time. I'm going to slide into these DMs, and it's successful.
Yeah, slide in and even going for that overhead as well, which can be a bit of a risky option, risky play, but Boltstruck guessing correctly, and unfortunately Big Black not able to block in time as Boltstruck takes that first round here, and that could be monumental against a player like Big Black here in game number 1 as well.
Yeah. Already here, big amounts of meter. There you go, 100 of it spent. Got to be careful for Big Black using a C reversal here. Giving Big Black too much space will mean you're going to be sent up into the webs. Although I don't think it might happen. Boltstruck's looking like they're running away with this game.
A lot of the combos here. Counter hit for Big Black.
That did not look like that should have connected in a way that it did. However, Big Black's going to take it, set you up in this corner.
Boltstruck, though, sitting on a lot of meter, a lot of resources on hand, going to win the Vorpal cycle as well to increase the damage and get access to chain shift. C-Disc coming out, trying to set up a strike throw, mix up a Big Black, immediately going for the throw tech attempt and catching Boltstruck out. But that C Tornado will pick up Big Black in the end as that takes the Boltstruck to a score of 1-0.
Yeah, I don't know what Boltstruck's trying to go for of these sending out the C disc and then just holding back, but someone like Big Black is absolutely just going to run up, throw you out all day. So it might be incentivizing Boltstruck to start pressing a little bit more, enforcing a little bit more tighter strike throw guesses rather than this nice open answer that they're trying to give their opponents.
Oh, what an assault 3C. Corner. Are we going to build enough meter? No, we will not. And Big Black not spending the chain shift, doesn't want the web setup. Is okay with setting up a single web here and just staying as compact as possible with these 5As and these 2-2 series to keep Boltstruck at bay and out of range of his best buttons.
Barely gets the sweep there. Probably was not ready for
what a web setup as well to avoid the fireball after the 6-6C attempt.
As much as you want to escape the fireballs of Boltstruck, Boltstruck is a chaser. Will find you anywhere you are. He's going to send you right back to the corner where you just were.
Bob into the disc, trying to go for a throw. But Big Black finding a hit instead. That's going to be wraps here for this round.
Yep. There it is. Chain shifting, getting your optimal meter gain here.
Leaving this round with 60 meter on the table. A worthwhile trade to secure that round and spending that IW.
Anytime you can get that kill, give yourself a little bit of breathing room. It is worth all its weight in gold. And then
so in the corner, fireball setup. But the green shield pushing back Boltstruck out of their effective range. Tornado anti-air on Big Black's assault jump in once again, and we're going to be seeing an IW come out, but is this enough damage to kill? No, it is not. It pixel life. I don't even see the health bar anymore, and it looks like Big Black succumbed to his injuries as Boltstruck evens up game number 2 with 1 round apiece for both these players.
yeah, I thought that was death. I saw the 0 pixels left. I was like, that's death. And then it just, nope, gets back up. That is wild.
1 health remaining. I don't even know what was going on with those calculations. but that health bar did not exist, but it surely does exist now as both players have even health here in the final round of game number 2. But the question is, who takes it? If Boltstruck wins here, they're moving on to winners finals. If Big Black wins here, well, they're just even up that game count 1-1. And we know that Boltstruck really wants to take this against a player like Big Black, and Big Black is not going to give them easy time with this corner combo.
Absolutely not. We're going to see the setup here, all 3 webs, and you got to be careful of the 200-meter Boltstruck has. Very confident in representing the potential of a DP here out of the corner. Oh, Big Black's using a lot of good patience to try and bait it out.
Speaking of patience, Boltstruck playing as patient as possible, but eventually trying to press a button, trying to get out of the situation. That will not end up paying off because now Big Black has 200 meter, but is not going to spend all 200. Instead, going for the website once again, not believing in the kill. And the moment that Boltstruck tries to get out with a metered dive kick, they're going to get caught in the web as Big Black just waits there, blocks it out, and that's going to be the even set count 1-1 in winners round 1 of top 8. Who will play against a Defiant in winners finals? So a question is starting to, and Big Black is raising that question. So looking to take the set away from Boltstruck after that early lead.
And Boltstruck definitely knowing a little bit more of what they have to do. That round definitely gives a lot of information for Boltstruck of how to adapt, how to be a little more aggressive against Big Black. Some of these tendencies, the amount of respect that Big Black is giving Boltstruck.
And that right there, that's why that overhead's so scary, because you can just freely punish it.
Was able to catch a punish there. Boltstruck being a little too quick on the trigger there.
1, 2, 3, 2C, 5C, using his biggest buttons. Oh, not able to get the 5A pickup. Boltstruck given another chance at life. Let's make this count.
Yeah.
I think at the most, you want to take a bit of meter away from Big Black. I think that right now is the goal.
Either that or gain yourself back up to a similar meter count. There we go. Good blocks. Was not going to let Big Black get a free hit off the throw RPS. And another counter hit with chain shift too.
And the reset. This is massive for Boltstruck, but we don't have the meter to kill. Still waiting to get 100 meter. Now has 100 meter available. Will Boltstruck spend it? What will they spend it on? Going for the third Rekka into the 2-2C cancel. That is exactly what Big Black will have to do if they don't want to get punished. The throw attack from Boltstruck is a 5A press. That's going to be set point for Boltstruck.
What a comeback there from Boltstruck. Not only was able to steal away 100 meter from Big Black, but also rebuilt all the meter that they spent. We're ending this. They're coming into this second round with a lot of advantage on Boltstruck's side. However, Big Black definitely not happy about it, and it shows.
No setup. Instead, we're going for the damage as well as the concentrate setup afterwards. Swapping sides, playing leapfrog, spending the meter on the fireball. Boltstruck has made his way in, forcing his turn. The 2A counter, but is not able to confirm off of it. And Big Black will find a confirm of their own to get the side swap out of the corner. A free man walking free out of prison, and is going to be putting Boltstruck into prison instead. Very interesting web setup here.
Yeah, I think possibly was trying to, bait Boltstruck out with the more spaced webs, and the spacing didn't catch Boltstruck at all, but definitely found that last hit. We're taking it to final game, final round, 200 meter for Big Black's side. Anything is possible.
The goal throw and the tech from Big Black, tech back from Boltstruck. Not going to let what he does to them happen to him. Boltstruck looking to make it perfect as well. I don't want to jinx it, but man, this is a massive lead for Boltstruck. Is only growing wider. One throw, one more throw, one more hit. The tech from Big Black knows what Boltstruck wants to do, but the immediate press from Boltstruck, even though you're plus, Boltstruck does not care, and that will be the set, folks. 2-1, beating Big Black with the non-SA. Boltstruck moving on into winners finals to looking to make another killer Aegis run tonight. Into winners finals is a big deal for both Defiant and Boltstruck, and then we're going to be seeing that matchup happen right now as Defiant is actually going to switch over to the hide instead of sticking to the Laundrakia to tackle Boltstruck. Alright, looks like Defiant going to hide for the more comfort pick. Defiant used to be a hide main as well, so of course, just going to be very solid with this character. And this is actually going to be a bit of a rematch between these two players as well, because if I remember correctly, Defiant and Boltstruck played against each other 2 weeks ago, and I'm sure they played each other a lot beforehand as well, whether it's TNS or past Aegis Esports events. And Boltstruck actually has been starting to get that edge more and more against Defiant. So Defiant looking to turn things around and hoping to at least secure their winner's side grand final spot so that they have a better chance to beat Boltstruck here tonight.
Yeah, and Waterslam, both players are very low. Defiant going to have the advantage using IW here just to try and cement a huge advantage, huge gain. Does go down with the meter, and this confirmed. Might have to force spending, but can be a kill confirmed for sure. There it is. No, it whips!
Wait, that's a massive jump! But Boltstruck knows.
Yeah.
Recognizing the situation, staying as calm as ever, but the counter hit. Defiant, given a gift from God, allowed to live one more time, and is making the most out of it, taking the first round of game number 1 after an unfortunate drop from Boltstruck. And now Boltstruck has no meter to get any real edge here in this second round, as Defiant is pushing Boltstruck closer and closer to the corner. This is where the lockout game from high truly starts to shine, and that's a big hit, and that's going to be leading to great damage for a character like Hyde.
Yeah, definitely using the protagonist powers in full swing. Has over 50% life advantage. The Veil Off going to end here. You know, this pressure, it don't stop at all. Gets the counter hit. Perfect stagger pressure from Defiant. And that'll leave Boltstruck with one last guess. Never mind, 100 meter was built.
Yeah, just barely at the tail end of that combo, and immediately Defiant putting that meter to good use, taking the first game over Boltstruck here in winners finals. But remember, it is a 1-3, so while Defiant does have that first game lead, Boltstruck still has plenty of room to not be as stressed as you would be normally. Here we go, game number 2 between these two players. Defiant still sticking to the hide, believing in the character. They won that first game, so clearly something is working well with this character as opposed to Laundrakia from before.
Yeah, absolutely. Throwing out a little bit of these projectiles. Trying to say, Boltstruck, I know you're a disc enjoyer, but hold D.
Hold my own disc.
Yeah.
My cylinder, my plate.
Oh, wow. Boltstruck finding the way out of the corner. But that's not enough in order to stop Defiant from just running pressure. Finally finding a good counter hit. Question is, can Boltstruck continue pressure going?
Oh, the BO bait. Boltstruck is going to be ticking that timer down for Defiant, draining away all of that meter, setting up the disc. Defiant going to get hit, caught not blocking in Detroit, and that's going to be a round for Boltstruck, game number 2.
I think we're going to be ready to strap in for a long one.
Yeah, potentially. Boltstruck once again tracking very strong.
Good tag. Oh, unfortunately got right into the counter hit, pressing a little bit too early. That's going to allow Defiant in order to get a reset on the corner pressure.
That should be it. We have the resources to kill here. And Defiant doesn't even need to spend it. DP to finish the combo.
Can you imagine just knowing that you could spend IW at any point, but I'm just going to get a 4,700 damage combo completely meterless? That is power.
It absolutely is. Speaking of power, both players with full resources on hand. Defiant already spending it early with that metered fireball, and we'll be using that plus frames and the corner carry along with it to bring Boltstruck closer and closer to the corner. But it looks like Defiant was the one to be put in the corner instead, and Boltstruck able to find a hit of their own, and with even more resources to boot as well, spending the slide, putting them into a perfect range to set the fireball. But Defiant catching that approach and stuffing it out into the IW. Lots of damage on the table. Boltstruck still alive and kicking. DP on wake up.
That IW from Defiant was allowed them to steal away the grid cycle that looked one for Boltstruck. And I think that sealed the deal. Because getting the grid cycle being one, having Vorpal online allowed that chain shift that ultimately won game number 2. Now it's taking Defiant to a potential 3-0 to move on to Grands.
We'll see exactly how this turns out if Defiant is playing as well as they did in game number 2, especially. I think a game number 3 is possible. But we saw Boltstruck come very close at certain points in certain rounds, whether it's the first round of game number 2 or it was the final round of game number 1, which ended in that tragic drop. So we could potentially see Boltstruck take a few rounds and maybe take some games here and there against Defiant, looking to take a set. You know, you can take a round, you can take a game, you can take a game, you can take a set, and Boltstruck is looking to take this game right here with full resources on the table, and once again, doesn't need to spend it into the chain shift. Probably going to spend that EX skill to get the refund, but doesn't even need to refund anything.
Yeah, it definitely looked a lot, because there was the interaction where Boltstruck threw out the disc, ran up, was ready for Defiant to press right in. Just like clockwork. Now Boltstruck is looking like the download is complete. These adaptations have been made. Ball is starting to get thrown into Defiant's court. Oh, are you going to get reverse swept?
Dive kick coming down, catching Defiant on the approach, using that fireball as a wall. No, not today. Not when the Nonce has meter.
So confident that 2A has meter to back up as well. Quick IW.
Slided into the overhead, change shift to keep it safe and to increase the mix-up potential afterwards. And that will be the mix-up landing. Boltstruck taking the game, preventing Defiant from getting that clean 3-0 sweep as they take a game of their own, bringing the score down to 2-1. Boltstruck still needs to win 2 more games in a row, but now they took that first game. I think things are finally starting to happen and starting to work towards Boltstruck's favor.
Yeah, but Defiant does have a good amount of time as well in order to counter that. Get used to Boltstruck looking like night and day, almost as if the big brother got put on the controller. But this is just Boltstruck in pure form. Defiant starting it off a whole lot better.
The punish on the throw tech attempt, setting up the fireball for the frame trap. The grid break as well. Boltstruck looking to take Celestial. So much meter. So much damage potential.
And
constantly going for these throws. Finally, Defiant starting to tech more and more.
Defiant notably not trying to shield
great
out.
blocks on these overheads, trying to go for the DP, trying to expect Defiant to go for a press mash button. Defiant waiting that out, finding an opportunity later on.
At last, C special didn't quite connect, but I mean the spacing just worked beautifully for Defiant still afterwards. And there it is, counter hit. And does spend just to ensure no drops here.
Defiant back on set point over to Boltstruck, and this time Boltstruck doesn't have the luxury of having that first round won. So needs to win 2 rounds in a row here to take this set, or take this game at least.
Boltstruck finding a hit, has quite a lot of grid, definitely be able to loop the cycle. There we go, gets the loop, but with Defiant in the driver's seat, things can change at the drop of a hat.
And the screen combo here, invalid combo, but it doesn't care. We take that damage regardless. Boltstruck looking to take one more hit away from Defiant. One last chunk of health remaining. 2A, 2B. Counter hit 5A. 5B, yeah, that was counter 5B. Regardless, that's dead.
Yo.
Straight into the IWEX. That's going to be the set. 3-1 in Defi's favor.
Good.
Up into winner's side grand finals. Never mind, Shay, of course, will always be on the Kuon, really hard sticking with the character, really believes in the character, a very strong character like we've highlighted before. And of course, Toxicsix believing in that Nanase as we get into losers semi-finals. Shay on the Kuon, Toxicsix on the Nanase one more time as we get straight into it. First clause divide.
Absolutely. Both of them sending out their discs. Round start, no one wants to have their projectile not on the screen. And that's probably going to be a common theme of the set of who can have it out more often. Probably going to be in the advantage state.
EP bait for Toxicsix. 6% of Shaylee's life has gone, and it's going to start to deplete more and more. Can we kill with this combo? We have changed it. No, we're going to go for the reset instead with the fireball setup, and that will be the first round to Toxicsix. Very quick, only taking a little under 30 seconds to complete. To speed run this once again within 80% potentially, but that's going to be a punish. No chain shift to cancel the end lag of that.
That's very unfortunate for Toxic. Started with so much meter and gave a lot of it up, letting Shaylee just completely take control at that start. However, finally finding the way out, sending Shaylee back into the corner that Toxic just was living in.
Giving him a taste of his own medicine. 3.9k. Fireball setup, green shields, and you notice that the moment that Shaylee is going for these green shields, Toxicsix is taking that time to set up those fireballs because you have end lag after that green shield where you can't really do anything. The steer ender, the change step to keep the pressure going. Lots of small hits back and forth, and the small hits are exactly what Toxicsix needs against Shaylee right now. The C ring coming out, keeping them locked down to the ground. Great blocks on those overheads. And Toxicsix moving forward. 5A, 2B counter hit. Toxicsix with the first game on the table. We're back to that first 2-2 format. So one more game for Toxicsix will be enough to beat Shaylee here.
Absolutely. And you know, this is what is really scary, is knowing that you have a lot of ground to make up against a player like Toxic. And all Toxic is going to do is really start getting more and more aggressive here, knowing that there's a game there in the back pocket, as well as knowing what works. Bailey's just going to have to try as hard as he can to keep locked down in this corner. Toxic never escapes, and with the grid break, that is definitely a way to go.
Our knockdown. Okay, this is looking like a Shaylee round if I've ever seen one. Can we take a game against Toxicsix? That is the question tonight, folks, because remember, Shaylee and Toxicsix did play off stream to qualify into winner's side at top 8, where Toxicsix beat Shaylee 2-0. So are the adjustments made? Can we beat Toxicsix in this moment?
Yeah,
Shaylee is looking to make at least one round here in game number 2, but maybe asking for a little too much in the end right there. Not dive kick, flash kick coming out, setting up the orb, beating out Toxicsix on that approach.
Yeah, that was a really nice aware flash kick, going to end the round. That's a good way too, because it really forces your opponent to start getting in their mindset that even if they are about to get a game-winning combo, if they're approaching the wrong way, you're not going to just hold it. You're going to be able to risk getting that kill. But speaking of risk, this was one better left not taken, as Toxic uses it to get you back into the corner.
Jab, Shaylee starting to play more patient, more compact, and it looks like it's starting to pay off for Shaylee, building up a lot of meter to boot as well. Kuon builds a lot of meter during his combos with his hits. But as I say that, did I just jinx Shaylee? No, this is dead.
Commentator cursed Shaylee?
Oh, no. Toxicsix just spent 100 meter. That's not dead. This is dead though, right? No. What is even going on? I can't even tell anymore. Like, we have the resources to kill. We're just not spending it.
I mean, both these players have ways of just moving across the screen really fast. It's more attractive to, you know, zoom around the screen. A little more fun.
That's true. Turning Under Night into Melty Blood. Oh, what a time to be alive.
I mean, it's the truest. It's the French bread way.
And it surely is the French bread way right now in this set because we're 1-1 evened up. One more game for these players will seal the deal for this set. And Toxicsix is going to be drawing that first blood very early on with the Seer Ender to try and build that grid, but to no avail as Toxicsix. Oh, sorry. Wait, no. Toxicsix did win the cycle.
Things are just moving so fast. Counter hits flying. No one's holding.
Hit back and forth, the overhead. Not gonna really mount it too much.
Nice little float there. Definitely wants to try and spacing trap on Toxic, trying to bait out the ill-timed disc. But Toxic finding the way to be patient and walking right into a flash kick.
They have the fireball, both players playing passive yet again. And that's going to be a common trend that we've been seeing a lot this entire matchup. Round start, back up, throw out fireball, throw out projectile, set up that wall, prevent the other player from moving forward because that's going to be crucial to keep them off of you at all times. Chain shift, noticing they're going for a pretty high whiff recovery, punishable move, and shooting out that laser. We're going to be finishing off this combo with an IW, but Ku on IW damage is not a lot, so I don't think this will kill, and it will not. Toxicsix with a pixel of life remaining.
Yeah, and that's very scary. Yeah, teching the throw. Gotta be really aware of these throws, because one wrong tech is death, and one missed tech is also death. Finding the 2A, that win going to Shaylee. Gonna be going through the Nanase gauntlet here.
Shaylee set coming up right now. Losers finals. This is gonna be a different type of Nanase, like I've been constantly noting. So you can't exactly do what you're doing against Toxicsix and apply it to this matchup because they play the characters so differently. But if the adaptations made were against the specific tool that Nanase has, then this might be very effective.
And Shaylee also does have an extra game's worth of breathing room at minimum in order to adapt to Boltstruck instead. And definitely see Shaylee has a different style of play just for Boltstruck. And it worked pretty well. Unfortunately, just got whiff punished. As I was saying about how well this new game plan was working out.
Have to shimmy. The meter fireball, the slow fireball. That's basically just a full screen neutral skip, right? Because it keeps Nanase so plus, so it gives a free approach for Nanase if they want to get in.
Speaking of free approach, the C wheel gets you in. And Boltstruck in here, going to take a Celestial. And that is very scary if your name is Shaylee right now. One next touch is death. Risk it on a flash kick. It works.
Absolutely, and that was almost very scary right there with the cross-up as well. Chain shift coming out from Boltstruck. The fireball is coming out, but you still have to be mindful of the hit scan laser because of his combo potential as well if it's confirmed into the pillars. But the meter dive kick coming out, the grid break throw, and the flash kick attempt from Shaylee. Boltstruck taking the round advantage in game number 2.
Sending out.
Sorry, game number 1, right?
This is game number 1.
Oh my gosh, I am losing count.
It's okay. There's been so much Nanase on the screen. I can't blame you for losing anything.
I failed everyone.
They all start blending together after the 5th time we've commentated Nanase.
Lots of expectations on me, and a lot of expectations on Shaylee. to try and open up Boltstruck and try to take Losers Finals away from his hands to meet Defiant in Grands. That is the plan, but this is such a huge hill to climb. And right now, Shay is climbing up that hill with absolute proficiency.
Very scary here. One more touch gets the meaty. And just running away with it.
Already rounds are even up. And if the previous set between Big Black and Boltstruck you thought was going to go to the distance, this absolutely will go the distance because they're going to be playing as passive as possible and using their fireballs to their advantage to keep the other player at bay.
Nice patience, but Boltstruck was moving just efficiently enough to take advantage. That's going to put Shay on the back foot. Oh, big anti-air wasn't able to make a punish.
It's okay. We're just denying those options. That's what's important at this point. Shay getting a bit too cheeky with that assault and trying to jump up in the air using the float, but not high enough. Caught out by the two legs sticking to the sky. Boltstruck taking the first game and taking that early lead, that early advantage, setting the pace of this set to come.
Yeah, that I feel like this is going to be the hallmark of the set. Is it's going to go down quite to the wire, like you mentioned earlier, and both these players are just going to be looking very dominant the whole way through. And it'll just something will happen where it'll be like your dominance just switches off for just a split second and allows the other player to take over.
Not to win the cycle. Also using the slide to get out. Chain shift into DP. Classic right there.
Nice safe pressure here from Boltstruck. No big risk taken. Less on the committal side, and it's working out beautifully. Going to end in IW. Going to be able to stack so much momentum here. Chain shift still runs straight into the flash kick. The grid break too. All that advantage worked so hard to gain, lost in this split second, blink of an eye even.
And it's going to be, if you didn't lose enough before, it's completely lost. And now, as Shay loses that round, and Boltstruck is looking to take game number 2 along with him as well for the long haul, for the trip to try and make it to Defiant on lose side of Grand Final. There's the punish overhead coming through the flash kick on defense from Shay to get Boltstruck off him in the trade, but it's going to be a counter hit killer coming down and right in front of Shay. That's a free combo.
Absolutely, and there we go. Another disc pokey. Catching again. Boltstruck not able to find a good block after it. And Shaylee's going to take this straight to the bank. One last guess, and the DP on Wake Up just missed time for the Oku.
Forcing a reaction from Shay. Oh, into the IW, a misconfirm or a misinput on the side of Boltstruck. Either way, truly unfortunate. However, Shay not able to get as much that he wanted out of that interaction as he was looking for. So Boltstruck still left with a lot of life remaining, and with a punish, is going to be bringing Shay down to his level.
Nice chain shift. It's clipped though. Thankfully, Boltstruck was not able to convert. And that is certainly a conversion opportunity. Grid break to boot. And bail off speeds. What a rarity, but it's always nice when it does.
And using the VO so they can get as many other C rings as possible. The situation enforcer is what some may call it because of how airtight it is and how much advantage it gives Kuon. And look at the advantage that Shay is building off of that combo. The overhead coming through, opening up Boltstruck, but not enough to kill. Drops the combo midway through. The dive kick coming out from Boltstruck, and the punish with the full screen laser. Shay is evening things up 1-1.
Very back and forth. We're going to see all of this. Little inches will be gained, big combos to be had, and no one will know the victor until that second breakdown occurs in one player's favor.
Immediately setting up the ring. You can already tell it's a different style of play as opposed to a player like Toxicsix, where Boltstruck is either just sitting there, standing there waiting to see what you do, or directly moving forward, playing very aggressive. And in both of those cases, that might be a little less effective than you think.
Yeah. And speaking of less effective than you think, Boltstruck's attempts to win these neutrals have been a little less effective than they have in previous games, allowing Shay to set up really good life advantage. Meters are fairly equal. And wow, I found a counter hit from all the way off screen.
So to close things off, Shay, lead of their own, beating all of his demons. Always a good sign.
Good shield finds a punish on Shay's committal, punishable offense. Here we are, corner pressure, and you are not escaping.
Easy bait counter hit. Also Shay set on deck. Not going to spend it though. Waiting for the next hit. Has a huge life lead, so that'll play very important. Force Boltstruck to play more patient, and that's exactly what we're going to see there. Counter hit trade.
Counter hit, but giving Boltstruck so much grid. The grid break, peeling off that cycle. It's a huge resource up. Boltstruck definitely wanted to try and even up the meter disparity. And it's not looking like it's going to matter in the long run. Found the slide in.
Deals, but that overhead, the 8-way mix-up like I've been talking about before. So many options that Kuon has on your knockdown when it comes to using the float. And the grid break from Shay, gaining that back throw. This is even bigger because now Shay has forced that chain shift, forced that Vorpal cycle, and Boltstruck has none of it.
Nice little chain shift here. We're saying there's the 200. Any hit now is incredibly dangerous for Boltstruck, as you can immediately go into IW. Bunch of zoning opportunities if the space allows for it. Good change shift blocks the flash kick, gambling the game all on that. Boltstruck will take game number 3 to make it 2-1.
And right now, while they took game number 3, they want to absolutely take a third game away from Shay to win the set, win the first of 3, and move on into grands to get a piece of that pie. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because both these players are very strong, and while Shay is behind, still has 1 game under their belt, so that's going to play a very important factor as we get later and later into the set. But this could potentially be the final game of the set, so if you need to take a break, don't take a break now. You gotta watch this one.
I think definitely Shay might need a little bit of a break, especially if they're able to take away this game. Exhaustion seems to be setting in from having to fight Toxicsix into Boltstruck, going long sets, game for game, round for round. There's 200 meter here on Boltstruck's side, so wake up options are imminent. That patience Boltstruck has been known for this entire tournament has not worked out most of the time. Shay's going to take it to the bank, to the corner, pay your rent.
We're hit for Shay here, and you can tell that Shay is fishing for a hit. Throwing out those lasers. Probably going to be throwing out pillars very soon too, but Boltstruck giving him no chance to do exactly that, trying to float out of range, but once again the feet, the legs sticking up to the sky, catching him at the highest of the highs and bringing Shay down to his level. Flash kick coming out though, spanning that meter, and that will be the first round. And that'll be the first round of this game going to Shay. Boltstruck close to that perfect record, but not if Shay has anything to say about it.
Shay said, "Let's go gambling," and actually won. Now Boltstruck has to make up a lot of lost ground from it. 200 meter on deck, uses it, and Shay most of the way to the corner. Now you're going to be thrown into it for your trouble.
Boltstruck playing as careful as possible because of the 200 meter on Shay's resource bar.
Change shift.
Ooh,
Nice.
the teleport cross up, and you can see that Boltstruck was trying to react to it, but that distance that non-estate travels backwards is just not enough.
Absolutely veil off into the IW. Just not enough. But the meaty situation, that disc Oki, has been so problematic for Boltstruck to block effectively.
Absolutely. But you're going to have to make that adjustment very soon. You're going to have to learn how to deal with them very soon, because now we are 2-2 between these two players. 2 games apiece. Both players need to win 1 game to make it past this stage of the bracket.
And all right, getting into it, game number 5. Here we go. Shay already starting it off aggressive. A throw tech here from Boltstruck will cement going back to neutral. Gotta play a little bit more of it.
Into the pillar, looking to frame trap here. Not only frame trap, but keep Boltstruck locked down. The overhead hitting. Honestly, I don't blame Boltstruck in that situation. That was a very ambiguous overhead.
Yeah. Well, speaking of overheads, this last one should be enough. And yes, it is, with the chain shift 2 sneaking out a little extra meter.
Blocks the flash kick. Are we going to see a final game, final round? There's a lot of potential.
This Ogi doesn't get to get out. Boltstruck at the correct spacing to keep Shay locked down. These projectiles having to force a little more patience here. Celestial online. Spend a bunch of meter, and there it is spent. Chain shift incoming. It's the overhead, gets another punish. We're gonna have one more guess here for Boltstruck under the threat of death.
Our knockdown C-ring. Oh, it gets hit out, but Shay not ready to fully confirm off of it. Spends the C-disc, doesn't have to worry about the boomerang coming all the way back, but Boltstruck has to worry about the amount of health they have remaining as Shay mixes them up with the cross-up overhead. Take the set 3-2 at the final moment. Both players with very low health remaining, and Shay squeaking by, as I think this is Shay's best run in Aegis Esports Weekly. It's going to be impressive. It's still going to turn some heads here and there, and I'm turning my head because it looks like the set is just about to start. We have both locked into our characters, and you said that we're not saying anything, but I'm sure they see it at this point. Defiant on the Carmine, a different character every single time. Are we just random select at this point?
Can you imagine? I can only imagine what a Defiant random select tournament would be, and luck would actually just give Defiant Carmine and Dracula. I'd be totally down with that.
Just wait to Defiant gets chaos and then all hell breaks loose.
But right now there is nothing except, being defensive. Jay controlling the space really well. laying the pressure on thick enough that Defiant has to be very cautious.
And the red miss, yeah, that's going to be a free flash kick for Jayu.
Puddle's getting sent out, but Shaylee has been expertly navigating around everything that Defiant's trying to do on the Carmine.
Well, the first round going to Shaylee. This is massive, right?
Oh, Shaylee's just continuing to use it. There we go. Or Defiant finally finding a way out of Shaylee's pressure. The problem is getting back in around this far of a distance while Shaylee has a little bit of grid to use for force functions.
The run up throw, recover a bit of health. Now just backing up. Using the 6FF and gain the confirm as well. But I don't know if you can quite get that confirmed from that range. I have to run it a little bit further. Regardless, Defiant still has the health advantage and is doing a great job of just blocking all this out. So we'll be building up that grid along with it as well.
Yeah. You know, Defiant, if can't find the win, is just trying to make Shaylee spend some meter here in neutral, trying to get a quick win. But Shaylee not fighting, and that should be a quick little kill. Going for a fancy route, too.
Well, would you look at that first game going to Shaylee? On a roll right now. On fire tonight, if you will.
No IEWX boo, Mika. You want to see the fancy cutscenes? I get it. I want to see the fancy cutscenes too.
Okay, counter hit throw coming through for Shaylee. Pushing Defiant into the corner. And Defiant actually has experimented with a character with Kuon before, so Defiant is certainly no stranger to how Kuon works and knows when to press, especially with a character like Carmine, which gets so much reward off of mashing out of a defense like this.
Oh my gosh, the shimmy just making Shaylee guess at every moment, a guess wrong. And you are going to be back in the crystal. Plus, yes, here we go.
Not quite Celestial for Shaylee, but a lot of grid nonetheless. Going to be slowly charging up over time. The Defiant's going to be cutting that cord early and taking that round there. Shaylee going into this next round here with 200 meter on the table. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing some C disc coming out because of that.
Yeah, it is coming out as the combo, the disc. Okay, look at all those shields. Really good for Defiant. And now using that change that has the 200, this can be a lot of fancy things, especially with the back throw into the corner.
So the guard thrust.
Option not often taken, but can be so effective if your opponent has gone comfortable with you not representing it as an option. Phased out so well. So that flash kick gets whip and whip punish. You're in the crystal, plus frames on deck. What's the guess?
Flash kick is the guess.
Oh, another guard thrust.
Yeah, Defiant just does not want to deal with Kuon pressure, and that's completely valid because that 8-way mix can be very scary. And what's even scarier are the disjointed projectile hitboxes that Carmine can just wail on top of you, especially when you're stuck there in the corner. Defiant taking a game of their own to even up the set count. So Duffy still looking real good even after that first loss against Shaylee.
Tying up 1-1. How is this going to impact how Shaylee's going to play, knowing that Defiant is starting to get comfortable using guard thrust? So a well-timed bait would be all Shaylee needs to start making the way towards a reset. That float. Shaylee's been really effective at using float to make some awkward spacing and cover his tracks. And it's going all Shaylee's way so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't even care that Defiant has won that previous cycle because it looks like Shaylee's about to get soon. No, it instantly depletes. Here under from Defiant to stabilize the combo and get that hard knockdown. That's what's important in this moment. Shaylee, low life remaining. After this, it's going to be one more combo to kill. 1, 2. Concentrates up, pinwheel out, bombs out, and that is going to be the hit that Shaylee is looking for.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do when you have that fear and that little anxiety of you can't mess up. You have no life to work with. But getting that fresh life total here, getting the crystal early, does get flash kicked out, but that just gives you an opportunity to get back in. A trade. Oh my gosh, what a back throw. Sending to the corner. Shaylee now having to defend vigorously and finds a way out. By back throw.
And another round going to Shaylee. And with another round comes another game. Are we going to see that send point?
It's looking
2-1.
very possible.
2-1 Evo. No, sorry. Why did I say Evo? 2-1 Kofi.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that showed up in my head.
Our minds all ready for what all Evo's going to bring. All the intense sets that are going to be just like what we're going to have here. Where time proves right and history proves a rhymer. Defiant would take this game. However, Shaylee is looking for a reset and is on the fast path to do so.
Taking that Disney fast pass to the ride, and Shaylee is going to be the ride operator as we get a perfect on a Defiant, throwing them onto the roller coaster tracks. One more game. Shaylee on reset point right now. One more round to go. Are we going to see it? Are we going to see the quick reset from Shaylee? No. Defi finds a hit of their own. Great combo. Into the corner. Sets up the crystal. 1, 2. And locked in prison. If you pass go, do not collect 200. But the roll is surely going to sneak by that releasing that Defiant is doing here in the corner.
And the flash kick faded once again. Defiant able to find a good combo and go into this crystal. Oki does not need it. We are at round number 3, a potential reset point or a potential game 5. One of the two will happen, and Defiant starting to inch closer to game 5.
1, 2, sets it up, pinwheel out as well to catch the escape, catch the vertical escape.
Pressure is staggered, little gaps, not big enough to incentivize Shaylee to mash. Gets thrown, taking it all in stride.
It's a big hit for Duffy. No way is this dead. That's dead. No, no, it was still alive. It was meter to boot as well. Spending the chain shift, getting that refund. Lasers keeping Duffy locked down and the overhead hitting. But are we going to build enough meter? Are we going to build enough meter to kill? Doesn't have chain shift, so can't CVO. Duffy still alive.
And the laser.
The aerial laser, the float laser coming out, sniping from afar. And that's going to be the reset for Shaylee, bringing back all the way down to 0-0, grabbing Defi by the ankles, pulling Defi down to hell with him here in a loser's side of the bracket. We are on even footing, even grounds. We're about to get back into it.
Absolutely. Reset point means everything's fresh. We're back to that 0-0. Defiant no longer has any allowances to use to pay out to the bank. We're going in one towards that. Hope you all are ready, and Shaylee is coming out of the gate ready to take this first place win that has been elusive here at Aegis.
Oh, the grid break as well for Defi. A comeback is still possible in this first round. We're not even at that danger life toll just yet for Defiant. Defiant knows that, trying to go for the IW, but Shaylee seeing it with fortunate whiff. Able to get punished, but Defi getting a punish of their own. Unable to kill without the resources.
And this is very scary for both players. Both Shaylee and Defi have long-range tools, but it ends up with the flash kick that will take it.
You can see that Defi was favoring a lot of those 6 FFs to try and keep Shaylee locked down and threaten Bombo Heat from far.
Nice tech.
Nice
Gets out of the corner.
Not going to even give Defi a chance to recover a bit of that health.
Nice little floats. Goes for the high-low, but I can't be caught not lacking. Great shimmy here too.
Definitely not going to let Shaylee have the crown that easily. Rounds are even up. Still resets, so we're still 0-0.
Nice little wake up. Slam Shaylee back down. Shaylee is not happy about that, is choosing violence, not defense. To the corner you go, off the back of the ski wheel. Blocks the teleport mix. Would not block that.
Doesn't have a change shift to go for the hard knockdown, but this will not even need the hard knockdown at the end because it's enough to kill midway through. Shaylee won game up after the reset, winning three games in a row against Defi in a bracket that is certainly no easy task, no easy feat. And Defi still believing in the Carmine, sticking with that character in the character select, is looking to make things happen with the character that has brought Defi so many results in this online scene.
Yeah, and I mean the Carmine, there could be quite a few arguments to be made to go to someone like Boltstruck or try someone out that's new. But I think it's just small mistakes here and there that is keeping Defiant away from getting these wins against Shaylee. And you know, this round is looking much more in line with how Defiant's been playing the rest of this tournament, as opposed to these little mistakes that were costing them games.
Train. Aerial lasers coming in. Can't go anywhere. The pillars as well, just in case you try to jump over them. And this is a playing patient that I was talking about before.
Letting that time go by. Finally finding a round win. Just needs to make it a second one. That has been the closeout problem for Defiant this grand finals so far.
Flash kick reaction, very smart.
Shaylee looking like they're trying to grab Celestial, not able to grab it this time, just chain shifting away, taking that meter.
He will set up as a wall. Definitely not fighting.
Just throwing projectiles, being very cautious, like you said.
Yeah, a lot of trades back and forth with those projectiles, staying very even on the fireball war. But when it comes to a character like Carmine, we are spending our health to try and play that fireball war as well. So now Defiant finally has an opportunity to get up close in Shaylee's face and make the miracle happen. And Shaylee looks to be making a miracle happen of their own with 200 mirror. Doesn't even just spend all of it because that 100 was enough to kill regardless, as we're now final round here in game number 2 of the reset.
Yep. Nice shield there at the end, trying to sneak some grid, but sneaking extra grid doesn't matter if it's going to get broken, and blocks the flash kick too. All the defensive options have been going wrong for Shaylee this round, and Defiant is quick to capitalize.
Going to continue to go wrong if you do not play this next situation out perfectly, and Shaylee played that out perfectly, blocking both of those cross-ups. Very, very tricky mix-up that Defiant employed there. But Defiant didn't really need to do anything too crazy to take that game out in the end, with both of those throws dealing just enough damage to leave Shaylee for dead. But still, Defiant has a lot to work through.
Yeah, and
2 games for either players.
Jayu was doing so well at blocking, just can't block grabs, unfortunately. Oh, Defiant just so much grid, so quick. Has a Celestial here too. Having 200 this early when your opponent has none left, that gives a lot of options for Defiant to use. Chain shift. Oh, the grid break. Just got sniped, shielding in the wrong place, giving Defiant a free path to Celestial. There we go. Capitalizing on the meter gain as well. To the corner Shaylee goes.
That dead? No, it's not. Still alive. Shaylee cooped up on the bomb coming out from under the ground.
That was really good foresight from Defiant. Now needs to be able to make it count as Shaylee starts fighting back with a vengeance. Missed spacing of the wheel Oki is going to be very unfortunate. Allow Defiant to keep control, and with meter, every single mistake becomes that much more punishing.
There you're seeing it. Steer ender into the IW for max amount of damage as possible. 5k all just put there on the table like that. Gotta deal with it. Bailey, on the other hand, on the other side, not doing too well either.
That counter hit. Defiant finding the game 3 win, is now up 2-1. You might see a double 3-1 in grands, but this time
all I can say is that they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Bunch of shields.
Potentially final game.
Nice throw.
2A. Lasers coming out. Should end this with laser for the knockdown. Yep, there we go.
Well, just 3Ds right out of the corner, and then guard thrust.
Yeah, 3D is such a very annoying option to deal with, right? Because it just pushes you out so far, and even if you're not taking back your turn necessarily, the more important part is that you're out of the corner. You don't have to deal with Kuon in your face like that.
And I think this is either the first or just the second time that Defiant has represented 3D as an option in the set. So now it's going to be something Shaylee's going to have to take into account when running Oki. if you get too comfortable running this wheel Oki that Shay loves, you get 3D out. That could be a wrap real quick.
It's not quite wrapped just yet. One more combo will do him in, though. Shay looking so down on life right now, and the counter hit punish from Defiant. That's going to be tournament point. One more round to go against Shay. Backing up, tossing up projectiles, setting up those blood puddles. Now this is time for Defiant to take full advantage of those blood puddles that they have set up, and we're going to see it right there with that combo extension.
There we go. Into the wheel of his own. Defiant grabbing again a number 2. Does the bomb work for you? And yeah, fail off. Very scary time to make any risk. Shay is on one last touch of life.
You can see the throw coming out. Going on, but it will go teched.
And
that will be it. The pinwheel coming in from behind. Defiant defending their spot on the top, winning yet another Aegis Weekly tonight over Shay.